Hello friends, it is me and baby Joy. It's almost time for someone's feeding. We've been walking around here for almost 2 miles. And this is where I want to offer, eyes, she's waking up. Big idea of the day is everything that happens for me. Okay, I'll repeat that. Everything that happens for me. Nothing that happens to me. Everything that happens, there is a benefit. Everything that happens, there is a reason. There is something to learn from it, right? And the reason I bring that up is because oftentimes, as we're talking to new parents and we're getting advice, there's really just like about 2 perspectives that we tend to get consistently. And number 1 is that it's worth it, okay? Number 2 is that it's hard. But after that, this is where they kind of like diverge a little bit, where some people get stressed out because of all the requirements and responsibilities of a new baby. And let's be real, there are some parts that I would love, I'd never replace, and some parts that I would totally replace, right? But the thing is like walking at 3 a.m. I'd replace that, crying and not knowing what to do. I would totally replace that. Oh, there she is. But in a nutshell, I could also there's also the other perspective of things don't happen to me, they happen for me, right? Now, this whole idea of things happen for me, let me just give an easy example, right? An easy example is we're building our, online coaching business, and we're building our health business, right? And we're doing a lot of it online, and so we're getting a lot of people like reaching out through Facebook Messenger, daily text messages. We're getting a lot of emails, and so what that means is that we're responding to people, we're building things for people, we're building a website, we're doing all these different things, and we're building programs. And so like I'm looking at a screen very often. Now, Joy, after she's been changed, after she's been burped, after she's been fed and everything like that, like fed to the point where she can't take anymore, she doesn't calm down or go to sleep right away. She likes to go outside, right? Now I could look at that as, oh man, I have to go outside, I have to interrupt my workflow, etc. I could look at it that way, or I could look at it from the perspective of, hey, you know what? I've been sitting on my ass for a while. It's good for me to get outside, get some oxygen, get some miles in. And at the same time, because of the eye surgery, I only realized this is good for everybody. You're only supposed to look at a screen for about 20 minutes. And then for about 2 minutes, you want to look like 20 feet away. Okay, at least, right? Because what happens is people that get bad eyesight, it's because their eyes are strained for too long. And so staring at a screen strains their eyes. I didn't know that. And so basically, baby Joy's habits of wanting to go outside actually help me stay in alignment with the keeping my eyes healthy, getting oxygen to my brain, getting to look at some trees and getting outside and seeing some beauty. And that whole idea is it actually makes me more productive. So even though I'm actually spending about 3+ less hours working on our business, I'm actually far more productive than I used to be. And so that's just an idea. Now, what if we go ahead and we add this idea at a much harder perspective? There's some nasty weather out in Houston, nasty weather out in Miami. And let's not pretend that the situation isn't bad. Like, it's bad. People are losing everything. And it's a terrible, sucky, crappy situation. But I would still maintain everything happens for me, right? And the only reason I maintain that is because when we look at a situation as neutral and we look for what's good, we tend to find what's good. If we look at a situation, look for what's bad, we tend to find what's bad. And it's easy to find what's bad in a hurricane. It's very hard to find what's good when you lose everything, And I'll use myself as an example. I used the same attitude when my mom died a year ago. And I'm not going to say that it was easy. I'm not going to say that it was a good thing. No, it was a terrible thing. I hated it. I was crushed. But I decided, by the way, to look, what can I learn from this? How can this be for me? What lessons is this supposed to teach me? What am I supposed to get from this situation, right? What can this teach me? And I found things that I could learn from the situation that eventually led us to traveling around the US, inviting baby Joy into our lives. And I'm still not going to say that it was a good thing that happened, but at the same time, the other alternative was very obvious and just being sad all the time. And so I'm not saying that this perspective is always easy, and I'm not saying that it's the right way to do things. It is a way to do things. If someone chooses to not be joyful, right, and not be sad, to not look for the lessons, then that's up to them. My way is not the right way, but it is right for me because at the end of the day, of the two alternatives of just looking at it and being sad or happy, I choose happy. To look at loss or gain, I choose gain. And I would just invite you to go ahead and share that perspective whenever you're looking at something that could be perceived as stressful, right? But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I wanted to share. Thank you for joining us. Ooh, baby Joy is waking up. By the way, this football hold, it's like an iron grip. No one can take her from me. But it is time for me to wake her up because it's time for feeding. So that's it, guys. Talk to you later.